Before we move on to the post, I just wanted to say a big personal thanks to everyone who posted suggestions and questions around the C-Class Coupé. Thank you very much. And despite the short and limited time I had with the cars, I nevertheless tried to answer as many as possible. So make sure you watch part 2 as well with the C63 AMG, because more stuff will be answered there. And enjoy the post and keep the questions coming. Hola from Sevilla. When the C-Class Coupé came out, I immediately fell in love with this beauty because it shows how 2 doors can really rejuvenate an established model. And it is really a young and fresh specimen, so my mission was immediately to get my hands on one and get to drive it. Now I'm here in Sevilla, and I have 2 days, and the first day starts off with the C350 CGI, and I'm gonna have some fun. The C-Coupé feels, and quite frankly, looking at it, looks more agile and nimble than its 4-door brother. The roads here are both a test for the car as well as the driver. And these tight curves are absolutely no problem for the C-Class Coupé. It seems to be its perfect territory. And also the gearbox helps. The paddles really support fast shifting. When you go into a curve, shift down, and then you come out of the curve. Excellent. Very sports car-like. The roads in Andalusia are just magnificent. You have the fantastic curves where you can really test the suspension, and of course, the handling and acceleration out of curves. And I can say, the C-Class Coupé handles very, very well. Although the C-Class Coupé might be targeting a slightly younger, dynamic audience, it nevertheless retains all the luxuries and good bits from higher classes like the E-Class or the CLS or its 4-door brother. For example, it has the cooling system for your back so you don't get a sweaty back. It has all the assistance systems as standard. And it's got this beautiful steering wheel. And of course, what I like very much is this high-class dashboard with buttons that look metal, feel metal, and actually are metal. And yeah, I think this is a very, very good car. So the question is the C-Class Coupé spacious, especially in the trunk? Well, Max asked, how many crates of Beck's beer can you fit into the back of this car? Well, Max, I can't answer your question because there's simply no Beck's here. I hope you will be satisfied with the replacement. And actually, on this hot day here in Sevilla, I'm very grateful for your question because afterwards, I will easily have some fun and enjoy this beer. So, I would say you can easily fit in 5, probably 6 if you squeeze. And later on, cheerio. So when the sun is shining, a nice panoramic roof is of course of great help. And Luca, you wanted to know a little bit more, but we'll check out a little bit of the details. This C350 has a beautiful panorama roof made out of glass. Depending on where you press, the blind will open and then this huge glass panel will slide backwards. Love it. I think I've enjoyed the beauty of the Andalusian hills enough. Now it's time to test the roads, and I got the key in the car. One of the great things about the C Coupé is that it has inherited a lot of the assistance systems from the more expensive models. So for example, if you're driving and dozing off and suddenly you start drifting off to one side, there is something to save you, namely the lane assist system. And it pulls back the steering wheel and brakes a little bit so you get back in lane. I think that's brilliant. To me, the C-Class Coupé is a perfect all-rounder. It can be driven in a sporty manner, but it can also be driven in a comfort-oriented manner. Yeah, you really gotta pace yourself, and you gotta watch out because it's very easy to go over the speed limit without noticing it because the ride is so comfortable and sometimes doesn't transmit the actual speed. There are certain colors that really fit the car very well, and they really show all the curves and sickles and so on. But of course, if you don't want to go for palladium silver, there are a little bit more extreme colors, like this matte iridium black. After an 18-hour day, it's time to say goodbye for the C-Class Coupé, for now. It has been, until now, the most dynamic way to drive a C-Class. But it's only day one, and I think we can up the ante tomorrow, as we're going to test drive the new C63 AMG Coupé. So follow us to the racetrack, and we'll find out more. And I'm going to enjoy my evening before I go to sleep.